Good morning. Oh, I love that. Welcome, I do. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Vero Beach, Florida. I am Rebecca Brack. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. And for those of you who may not be able to see me or see me well, I am like the peach-colored crayon. I have long brown hair that's a little bit wavy if I cut it just right. And I'm wearing a black shirt, which somehow does not attract dog hair, which is a miracle. Whether you are young or old, gay or straight, or identify in another manner, whether you're on top of the world or perhaps burdened with the worries of the world, whether you are gathered here with us or joining us through the internet, the mysteries of technology, we embrace you just as you come to us. The mission of UUFVB, what we call the fellowship, is a caring religious community encouraging spiritual growth and seek justice for all. UU is all I know. I was raised UU. I was lucky that way. But I like telling people about it, sharing about it, and letting people know about the good things we do here. If you are visiting us for the very first time, we warmly welcome you and invite you to join us for coffee hour after the service. Just follow the crowd out the right there, and my right, your left. Just be sure to take a red mug so that we can make a special effort to greet you. Right now, a reminder, take out your phone if you didn't remember to silence it, turn it to silent so that no one calls you repeatedly and tries to, get you to buy car insurance. So please also take a moment to take a look at your order of service. On the front, you'll notice 2 upcoming events about our beautiful Indian River Lagoon, so check those out. If you'd wish to participate in the fire communion ritual today, please be sure that you picked up both a little piece of paper, it had a weird texture to it, and a pencil. If you didn't have a pencil, there's some in the front of the pew. There should be enough to share. And a stone. Those were found near the table out front. Today we are gearing up for the 2026-2027 Sunday Fund. In the month of January, we will have Sunday Fund nominations forms in the front office and the fellowship hall after every service. If you're not sure what that is, the Sunday Fund is how we contribute to worthy service organizations in our community. And part of the plate offerings, some of the Sundays each month go towards that. Please now at this time, take a moment to greet one another. Those around you are visitors, friends, and members of the fellowship. Yeah. Oh, well, once you say greet them, people want to greet each other.
of midnight on that great big holiday. I was having a ball, but that ain't all. I was chasing the blues away. I was bringing in a brand new year, bringing in a brand new year. So listen, dear, won't you meet me here, bringing in a brand new year. Gonna be a big parade. I got my resolution made. Gonna ride above the stars. I'd even take a trip to Mars. I've been bringing in a brand new year, bringing in a brand new year. Listen, dear, won't you meet me here, bringing in a brand new year. Sailing down the rainbow, date with Lady Moon. If she raises a sigh or blinks her eye, I want to be back till June. I'll be bringing in a brand new year, bringing in a brand new year. Listen, dear, won't you meet me here, bringing in a brand new year. Yeah.
It is our tradition to light a chalice at the beginning of our service. Thank you very much. And to say some words. And if you'll join me, they're up on the screen. Our chalice reminds us that the fire within ourselves is the same fire that illuminates the universe. The flame is our promise that in our smallness and our short time on this earth, that we live intently, deeply, with love for one another, with honesty and integrity, and with a sense of shared responsibility.
Good morning, and for our opening hymn, Ring Out Wild Bells, number 58. It's not quite as familiar, so Fred's going to play it all the way through, and then we'll sing verses 1, 2, and 4. Ring out
now is the time in our service for all ages. Long ago, there was a widowed Chinese farmer. The farmer and his only son labored through the cold winds of winter and the scorching rays of summer with their last remaining horse. One day, the son didn't lock the gate of the stable properly, and the horse bolted away. When neighbors learned what happened, they came to the farmer and said, "What a sadness this is. Without your horse, you'll be unable to maintain the farm. What a failure that your son did not lock the gate properly. This is a great tragedy." The farmer replied, "Maybe yes, maybe no." The next day, the missing horse returned to the farmer's stable, bringing along with it 6 wild horses. The farmer's son locked the gate of the stable firmly behind all 7 horses. When neighbors learned what happened, they came to the farmer and said, "What happiness this brings! With 7 horses, you'll be able to maintain the farm with 3 of them and sell the rest for huge profits. What a blessing!" The farmer replied, "Maybe yes, maybe no." The next day, the farmer's son was breaking in one of the wild horses. The son got thrown from the horse, fell hard on rocks, and broke his leg. When neighbors learned what happened, they came to the farmer and said, "What a great sadness this is. Now, without your son, you'll be unable to work the farm properly. What a failure to break in a horse properly. What a tragedy." The farmer replied, "Maybe yes, maybe no." The very next day, a general from the imperial army arrived to conscript all the young men in the village into the army. Their assignment was to fight on the front lines of a battle against a terrifying enemy of overwhelming force. The farmer's son, because of his broken leg, was not taken. When neighbors learned what had happened, they came to the farmer and said, "What a great joy. Your son avoided facing certain death on the front lines of the battle. What a blessing." And in turn, the farmer replied, "Maybe yes, maybe no."
Well, this morning, we're going to say goodbye to 2025, and I'll invite those who wish to participate in our fire communion this morning. UU Minister Reverend Elizabeth Harding wrote of fire, "People have always known that fire is special. Long, long ago, before people made matches or candles or even made houses, people knew that fire was special. There was the great fire in the sky, the sun, which made earth warm and made night into day. And there were smaller fires that people made, fires that cooked their food and kept them warm and brought them light in the darkness. People honored the fires because the fire was unique. Fire is something other than human. Fire has power. It can create and it can destroy. It can bring light and heat. Fire can be wonderful, and fire can be terrible. We all have to be careful with fire. Some people thought, and still think, that fire is something sacred and holy. Some people even worshiped fire and regarded it as a deity. Other people thought or think fire wasn't or isn't actually a deity, but fire indicates that a deity is present. Some people believe or believed smoke from fire carries a message to their God or to the universe. During the first part of our fire communion, you'll have the opportunity to burn your regrets. Regrets are the things we have done or failed to do that made us feel negative or upset with ourselves, that hurt ourselves or others, or left us feeling disappointed in ourselves or others. I invite you to take out, not yet. I invite you to take a moment to consider which regrets you're ready to let go of from 2025. Now let us enter into a time of prayer and meditation. You might take a deep, slow breath. And sit comfortably for a few moments. Present, mindful, paying attention to your body, your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, your spirit. As you settle in, notice any negativity or tension in your body or your mind or your spirit. And as you rest, let it leave you. Let it flow out of you gently, while you continue to honor the thoughts and feelings that are coming up for you as you bring to mind those regrets. Regrets of the things that you've done or failed to do that left you disappointed in yourself. Moments that you are ready to let go of. You can open your eyes, and if you take out the little piece of paper, I know it's not very big, and perhaps the writing implement, and invite you to make a note on the piece of paper or just a line or something that represents your regrets. It doesn't have to be much. Think of it as you're infusing in this paper your regrets from 2025. You don't have to write them all down on this little tiny piece of paper, but infuse it with all of those regrets. You could just write an X if you want, or a line, or write a word, whatever feels right to you, to help put those regrets outside of you onto the paper. Understanding that you're taking a step to move beyond your regrets while keeping the memory and the wisdom that you gain from these experiences. Give focus to those things that might be holding you back from being authentically and wholly present with yourself. This table at the base of the stairs with a cooking pot on it is our altar, if you will. It's created to ground us so we can begin a process of letting go. Throughout this time of burning regrets, remain calm and grounded in your intent, keeping front of your mind that you wish to release those regrets. In a few moments, I will invite you forward to place your paper in the pot. By burning away the past, you untangle yourself from regret, sorrow, pain, and look forward to a brighter future. As part of this ritual, I invite us to say a few phrases together. Put up the first phrase. There we go. So join me. Say, if you will, I enter this time with regrets on my heart. Next. I am prepared to release the regrets I carry. I am ready for the peace that letting go of my regrets will offer. Now, some of you may be able to bring your paper forward. You can fold it and drop it in the pot. But there may be those around you who are unable to come forward and do that. So if there are those near you who might need assistance, you can take those papers from them and bring them forward to the pot. Bring your papers forward. Roar through my soul, flame and fire and searing heat. Burn away my fears to ash. Now send your sparks up on the breath of the wind, up to the moon and the sun and the stars, snaking paths, roads for my spirit to follow. I have taken with me the lessons that these feelings or circumstances taught me. If I hadn't already, I vow to learn the lessons in a new, less harmful way that opens my heart. May this burning release our regrets into the universe. I invite us now to bring our attention within. And as I play this singing bowl, let the waves of soothing, echoing fill the spaces within and around you. Let the sound bathe and cleanse you. And notice the new spaces within you from the burning of regrets and the peace created as you listen. So may it be.
Now is the time in our service when we express our gratitude and our commitment by sharing our financial resources. You may contribute conventionally by placing your offering in the basket or by scanning the QR code. On most Sundays, our offering is shared with worthy local organizations, the Sunday Fund I mentioned earlier. But on the first Sunday of the month, all the offering goes to support the good work that we do here at the fellowship. And it helps provide for things like railings, these new railings we have so that if you're not 12 and don't jump directly off of the stage, you get to walk down with railings, and acoustic tiles to help improve our sound, and parking stripes so that the cars line up nice. But also, those seen things and unseen things like the electric bill. We also have the social justice groups working hard for reproductive justice, anti-racism to support the LGBTQ community, or quality worship, adult and children's enrichment, and education to provide community events like storytelling, potlucks. and coffee hour to provide programming for the community, musics, speakers, art. As we now receive the offering, let us do so generously and gratefully.
Thank you. Now, I asked you to pick up a stone before you came in, so I invite you to pick up that stone now. And I want you to know that the stones that you picked up this morning were the stones we use in our water communion. Many members of this congregation have touched those stones. Know that they are with you as we move into this time of imagining the future. So I invite you to again take a deep breath. Notice the space within you. And imagine a future for yourself. Let this be a time for setting intentions, of opening ourselves to possibilities, a time to dream of what 2026 might be. You have your stone in your hand. You might grasp it gently. Feel its connection to you and the connection to all the members and friends of this congregation. Feel the love, compassion, and support held within the stone. And as you consider your intentions for the next year, infuse that into this stone. Let it be an image that you can recall as you look at this stone in the future. And place the stone somewhere where you will see it or feel it. Some people put it in their pockets. Some people put it by their computer. Some people put it in their kitchen. so that they can see it and feel its connection to this community and to your intentions for 2026. Be present with the stone, with the future intentions, with this congregation. Be in the present with those feelings in your mind, your body, your spirit. And I invite you to open your eyes and say these words with me. I enter this time open to my dreams. I will put into this stone my dreams and intentions for this new year. Well, I am ready for the inspiration that will lead me to make my dreams reality. You, my friends, are the author of your stories. All you have done and all that you will do is within you. Use your imagination, not to create false narratives about someone else or something else or some other government, but to create a true story, a new story about yourself. Let the images of your intentions and dreams and aspirations for this year rise within you. They might be something that hasn't existed in your life before. But know that within you there is possibility waiting to be born. Waiting to be born into being in your life, through your life. So my friends, let your imagination soar. And may these visions connected to the stone and within you and connected to this congregation serve as an inspiration. And may they remind you that this new year has not been written. So many things are possible. They start with you. Amen. I realized that 2025 was filled with highs and lows. Some of you may have said more lows than highs if you primarily reflect on what's been going on in our country and still going on. And so many of us are deeply concerned about what 2026 will bring. Yet, in light of the possibilities of the coming year, can we keep in the front of our mind that we cannot control what others do? Only what we do and how we respond to those things around us. I don't know about you, but I've heard this story of the Chinese farmer many times. But I wonder, while reflecting on the story in light of the changes going on in our world, our country, even our community, how capable am I of suspending my judgments of events before regarding them as tragedy or triumph? Can I always tell, really, what is fortunate or unlucky? Might the wiser course often be to withhold my judgment rather than declare definitively that that's good or that's bad? Maybe, as Alan Watts claimed, the story teaches us a radical skepticism because it's impossible. It's impossible for us to tell whether anything that happens is absolutely good or absolutely bad. The farmer losing his horse, gaining new horses, his son breaking his leg, and his son avoiding deadly combat, all are matters that were not within the farmer's power to control. How do we respond when something happens to us or happens in the world around us? Like what happened in Venezuela. I wonder as we hear that on the news, as we think about it, if we might approach situations, even our lives, the way the First Lady Martha Washington suggested. She said, "I am determined to be cheerful and happy in whatever situation I find myself. For I've learned that the greater part of our misery or unhappiness is determined not by our circumstances, but by our disposition." Or perhaps we might seek what is asked for in the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. What would happen if we did one of those things? If we tried to hold more cheerfulness and happiness within our lives, or seek to really discern whether something is something we have to accept or have courage to defeat or wisdom to know the difference. If we approached life this year in one of those ways, I wonder, would we find within ourselves more patience, more love, more joy? Will we make fewer snap judgments, reacting to the world in a way that agitates us? What is within our power is how we respond to what others do. Doing so thoughtfully, with considered approaches. Many of us do this already with the members of this congregation and our friends and perhaps our families and allies. But what happens if we commit to not being reactive to situations, governmental or otherwise, with anger or fear? What would change? Doesn't mean we wouldn't still work in the world for justice. It means we would carry within ourselves a light. A light of joy, a light of wisdom, a light of love, a light of compassion for ourselves and others. Perhaps in 2026, we could commit to nurturing peace within ourselves and among ourselves. I know we're not perfect. We'll make mistakes this year. We're only human. But how might our lives be impacted if we commit to forgiving ourselves every time something happens and forgiving others when they might hurt us? Could we? Could we let go of the guilt and resentment we often carry? Guilt and resentment that doesn't hurt other people, but damages ourselves. And through us can damage our relationships to other people. In 2026, perhaps we could do what journalist Ellen Goodman suggests: to walk through the rooms of our lives, not looking for flaws, but for potential. With fresh vision, open minds, and loving hearts. I really can't tell you what we'll face this year in this community, in our country, in the world. But I'm going to hold hope in my heart. Not for perfection, not with the expectation that I or you or we will get everything we want. My hope is that our collective vision and our dreams can continue to move toward reality. My hope is that we can make real, measurable progress toward our common goals and do something that will really positively impact those around us. What we did today with our stones wasn't about New Year's resolutions, but about New Year's aspirations. Aspirations that can inspire us into action in the new year. Inspiration from our heart, from our dreams, from our common community. In the Unitarian Universalist Association's Embracing Our Theological Diversity report, I found this and I want to share it with you. As Unitarian Universalists, we embrace a sense of possibility, an openness toward that which is unknown, the not yet, the new, the different, an openness that fosters qualities like authenticity, creativity, curiosity, courage, and compassion, all of which nurture hope and healing for us, for this community, for our world. May we carry the flame of possibilities within us as we serve to be that hope and healing for each other and for the world. And so, my friends, as you leave the service today, I invite you to live in the present, released from the prison of the past with its haunting memories and vain regrets. I invite you to be open in your heart to embrace future opportunities for justice and right action and fairness and joy. May we no longer be driven by desire for personal profit or pleasure. May we instead be free to use our capacities to alleviate the suffering of those around us, and in so living for others, may we be the change that we seek in the world. Amen.
Our final hymn is number 350, The Ceaseless Flow of Endless Time. We're singing all three verses. Please rise as you are willing and able.
As we leave this community of spirit, may we remember the difficult lesson that each day offers more things than we can do. May we do what needs to be done, postpone what does not, and be at peace with what we can do and be. Therefore, may we learn to separate that which is most and that which is least important in our hearts. Amen.
And now there's a birthday in the house. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear lad. Happy birthday to you. Engineer through and through, walking tree for his brew. Loves cruising and tracking airplanes. He carves tiki gods too. Happy birthday, honey.
Don't